Hi, Doug Lowe with Artisan Construction in Charlottesville, Virginia. Today we're going to talk about leaky windows and doors. Almost every house has some degree of leakiness, and it can certainly usually be found around doors. That's probably the easiest area to find it. Sometimes around windows, and generally the older the home, the more leaky the windows and doors are. You don't need to concern about getting the house too tight, because in most houses they're more leaky than you think, but we want to try to find the obvious leaks and do what we can to repair them. Before we get started with the weather stripping, I want to point out that for $20, $30, you can buy a lot of weather stripping materials simply like this, or caulk, and some things that you can use to fix your windows and doors. There are so many different varieties available that you have plenty of options. The particular type of weather stripping we're going to be using here today has an adhesive back that you peel off this layer so that when we attach it to the door, it'll stay in place. This door looks like somebody came through and was doing some painting and was very well intentioned with the painting, and they removed the particular gasket and unfortunately never got put back in. You can see there's actually a gap that it can be attached to. If you know the door manufacturers, who manufactured the door, you might be able to go and actually buy the exact weather stripping that was originally in there. So in this case, I'm actually going to peel off a little bit of the adhesive to get it started at the top. And we'll press that into place, and then I'm going to finish peeling off the back of this. Now don't peel it all the way down. I want to keep getting it situated so it gives a nice, neat job. You can imagine that this particular door had a lot of drafts and leaks going through it because it was completely missing the weather stripping. Now there's a whole lot more energy loss going through these drafts than you might imagine. You try to do the best you can, take it all the way down to the door, in the bottom of the door, and you should be able to trim this off with a utility knife. And when I shut the door, it should seal it up rather nicely. So now we have a nice, tight, sealed up door. This window can use some weather stripping along these edges. It's kind of hard to see. So the right and the left side, the top and the bottom of this particular kind of window already have a very good seal and have weather stripping that's intact along the side there. So we're going to try to tighten this up by adding it to the two sides here. And if you'll just watch, I'll show you what we're going to do. First we start with the weather stripping. It's got another peel back edge. We're going to peel that off here. And then sometimes you might need the assistance of somebody else to get these up in the very top. And Kate, if you'll grab that and slide that up a little bit. After you get to the top, if you'll stick it on. And then we're simply sealing it in place along this edge. Kind of press it down with your fingers. And then we're going to put one on the other side also. Peel the backing off. I'm going to ask Kate to help slide it up in the top there. All right, now I'm going to ask Kate to close the window, and we should be very successful at stopping any drafts and tightening up this, the hardware around this window so that it won't be leaky. Now you should be saving money. Okay, now we've talked about weather stripping around windows, we've talked about weather stripping around doors. There are other areas in the house that also have leaks that may not be quite so obvious. One of those could be around light switches or outlets, particularly when they're located on an exterior wall of the building. The simple solution is to purchase a foam gasketing material at your local home building store. This one's called a light switch sealer. You might call it a gasket or whatever, but they're available whether you have a single switch. If you had a double switch, it's available for single or double outlets. They're already pre-cut, but it's really simple to install, and that's what we're going to do next. We'll start by taking out the two main screws that hold the plate in place. Now, the foam gasket comes in a product that looks very much like this. And then here's our switch plate cover. And what we're trying to do is punch out the perforated holes that are there for the screws and for the switch itself. And there you can see what this looks like in this form. And then I'm going to line it up on the back of the switch plate cover. And then I'll put the screws back in it. And there you have it. This switch plate now has the gasket cover behind there, so if there's any chance of leakage around the outside edges of this box, this should help prevent that and should help tighten up your house. The bottom line, these are very cheap, they're very easy to install. You'll probably help to tighten the house up a little bit more, and then you'll save money on your energy bills.